Hi, I'm Lise Colucci, and I'm one of the life coaches at Queen Being. And we just had a major technical difficulty. Now I can't speak, and I'm trying to fix this so that we can go live here. All right, we're going to start over. Self-sabotage, kind of funny that it sabotaged on me, but here we go. And I'm going to see. I had to do this all crazy. We're going to start over. Oh, yay! People found us. Okay, so anyway, got that. Okay, sending info. Okay, yay, people found it. All right, so we're going to start over. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. So anything that is interfering with your goals. And by goals, meaning healing or I don't like any of this angle. I don't like anything here today. I'm moving things around. I'm grumpy now. Okay. All right. All right. I don't like any of it. All right. It's all good. There we go. It's okay that you're late. It had crazy technical stuff. Don't worry about it. The replay sound works fine. Weird. I know. And then the whole thing cut out. And then I couldn't get the jacks to work. So anyway, it's all crazy. I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to move on. So self-sabotage, let's talk about. It's kind of serious. It's kind of a big deal. Anything that goes against your core values and you're doing it anyway. Anything that's interfering with your, not anything, but ways that you're interfering with yourself in reaching your goals and in your healing. So as I was saying, let's see here. Okay. Everything I do goes wrong, just like stream. Well, see, it's the attitudes that we have. So here's what I'm saying that what was I saying about it? I was on a flow and now I got to start over, get my head around what we're actually doing here, not the technical difficulties. We won't worry about it. The point is, this isn't to place blame on a survivor. It's not to place blame or to say that we are the problem and standing in our own way and stuff like that. We're not here to judge ourselves, but we do need to take a look at ourselves sometimes and see where we're getting in the way of our own healing, or can open up parts of ourselves so that healing can become easier for us, right? So be brave and look honestly at your intention behind your action. Look honestly at the things we're saying to ourselves, at the negative self-talk, at the ways that we can stop the self-criticism in order to then be open to change, all right? So with that, restating limiting beliefs is a big one. I'm going to skip over here and breathe in and breathe out. Yeah, right. I don't think I've done that in a few seconds. Hang on. Okay. No, kidding. Let's see. Okay, we've got Broken Wing Angel. Hello, Mo Cowboy, Alicia, Flowers, Jack Lumen, and James. Hello, hello, hello. All right. All right. So we're going to keep going. Restating limiting beliefs. I mean, we can't say this enough times because, so like just what you're saying here, Shastina, everything goes wrong. Everything I do goes wrong. That's a belief that I can't tell you how many times I think we've all felt it, right? It's restating that to something more, it doesn't have to even be positive, more neutral, so that there's openness and there's an opening for you to have a different experience, except the thing that you think is going to go wrong, right? If we think it's going to go wrong, it likely will eventually, because that's just life. Life does that. But it's essential to restate the limiting beliefs. And so if I were thinking everything I do goes wrong, like I kind of was when everything was falling apart, I was kind of laughing at it in one sense and going, great, now everyone's got to, feeling like it was causing some issues, all right, in my head. And I could totally have gone down that track of, oh my gosh, everything I do just goes wrong, especially when technology is involved. Instead, I can restate it and think, all right, this is an issue. I'm going to take care of it. It's okay. We'll just move over. Or, wow, things go wrong sometimes. Okay, how can I handle this? You see, it's a different mindset, which helps me not self-sabotage to where I would have just said, forget it, I'm not live streaming. Sorry, guys, bye. Right? Okay. Shastina says, I'd be positive every day, start fresh, and by the end of the day, I'm defeated. Not sure how much is due to narc abuse, just bad luck, or, well, I get to a point in my thinking, Shastina, where I do care. It's not that I don't care. I don't care what caused it. I just want to change it, at least for myself, right? I don't care anymore what the root of it is. I just want to find a way to move past it. Excuse me. And so, like you're saying, you start off one way, and by the end of the day, you're defeated. Well, by the end of the day, we're tired too, and so taking time to reset and recharge. And I think I'll probably get to that. And if I don't, that's a good one. So please remind me, because that is true. It's like, if we're holding on to trying to be positive all the time, it's kind of inevitable that it's really hard. It's hard. So let's see here. Hello, Broken Wing Angel. Did I say hello already? I think I did. Hey, Steve. Went for a car ride to feel better. Car broke down. You see? Here's okay. And again, a self-limiting belief. And I'm just using this as examples, you guys. I'm not judging or blaming or anything at all, because we all feel like this sometimes. I mean, every human feels like this sometimes, but it really is easy to feel defeated when you have been put down and you've been treated in a certain way where you aren't, you're not built up by another person. There's no one that really has your back. So we have to have our own back. So instead of, I can't get a break, which totally is reasonable in that situation to feel, maybe trying something a little less extreme and a little less limiting. See, the problem with that is it limits you to the can't. Once you put that can't in there, you're limiting your life. And the point today, we're talking about trying to not self-sabotage and not self-betray. So taking out the can't. This was a rough day, or wow, it feels like it's difficult to get a break. I mean, just changing the word can't can change it up a lot. So finding a way to restate that for yourself, Steve, so that you're not stuck in that. I know it's not, Shastina is not a fix-all. She's saying that even though she restates that everything is still screwed. It's not a fix-all. It's like drops in a bucket, really. A lot of this healing is just bit by bit, and it affects your whole life. So let's see here. Okay, I'm going to read a few more of these, and then I'm going to come back and read you guys' comments. A lot of us struggle with perfectionism, and that is super self-limiting and self-sabotaging, because there's no such thing as perfect when you're talking about a person, right? So realizing that no one is perfect. In fact, it is beautiful to not be perfect. To have imperfections is human. It's how we learn and grow and change. If we were perfect, we would never change. We would just stay the same like robots and never make changes. Well, we might do that if we're imperfect too, but there would be no room for experiencing life either, and no room for discovery, and no room for innovation and things that benefit the world around you, because it would just too sterile, right? And we're not. It doesn't matter anyway, because we're not perfect. No one is. No being is perfect. So realizing that it's okay, and that your flaws and your things that you consider imperfections are actually just parts of the way you function in life, and it's a good thing. Let me read what some of you guys are saying before I go on. Yeah, I know. This has been tough. There's been a lot of stuff going on. Hi, Jen. Whoa, let's see. Hello, H1 Anna. I think if things go wrong, it's best to look at how to solve the problem and battle through it until it's resolved. That's what I had to do recently. That's right. I think that's right. And I think it's a place where our logic and our emotions battle one another, because we have a situation happen. Logic says, just fix it. Your emotions say, but oh my gosh, this is happening to me. Make it, this isn't fair. This isn't this, is, whatever goes on in our head. And then you have this battle of the emotions and the logic. And usually the emotions are screaming much louder. So it's hard to just be solution focused, but it really can. So slowing down, here's a point. Slowing down, take on less, slow down. That when this something happens, what happens is we tend to cascade. The car broke down. It cost this much money. I mean, it totally sucks. It's not pleasant. No one likes that, and I'm sorry that happened because it was something you were trying to do for yourself too. So it feels very like the universe is sabotaging you. But then what happens after that point is we start to sabotage ourselves by telling ourselves that everything bad happens to me, that everything is, we cascade the issues into, from one thing can turn into a million things really quickly. And then it takes over and there we are, right? Let's see. Being positive is life. It's laughing in your. I just want a doctor that will address my issues, not one thing at one time, or worse. Things are important like that, but years later, it's gone nowhere. Being positive is like it's laughing in my face. See, I see it a little differently, and I'm not telling you have to be positive at all. You can be what you want to be and how you are, and it's okay. But I see it as separate because the way you feel emotionally, we have an ounce of control over. Things that happen with our body, we only have as much control over as we can muster and as we have the resources and the doctors and whatever to help us with. But things that happen emotionally, once we are free of the toxic influence and we have some skills and some tools, we can choose. So being positive all the time is an extreme, right? That's not actually how most people function. It's just that we've gone so far down that the positivity, it feels like we need to add a lot more in, right? And I kind of see them as separate, like this is going on, but I can still feel okay emotionally, right? I don't know how to even explain that. And I'm not trying to minimize what you're going through because I know how that feels to feel like everything is like there's nothing to be positive about, so why bother, right? Blanket and fort time. Yeah, you see, there you go. That's an attitude. That's exactly what I mean. Like, okay, well, blanket and fort time and chocolate. Let's see. Broken wing angel. I ran away to get a different perspective, came home, nothing's changed. At least I had a bit of a break. Is that a form of sabotaging? Is which a form of sabotaging? Running away or coming back? And are you coming back to a narcissist? I can't recall the situation you're in off the top of my head right now. Broken wing angel. It doesn't sound like self-sabotage or like sabotaging. Sounds like you were trying to get a break and get some different, you came back and nothing's changed. With whom? With yourself? Say just a little more. Phoenix, hello. Different perspectives has value. It certainly does. I think it's a huge piece of healing is getting different perspective. When you find yourself constantly self-sabotaging, I wish I remember who asked for this so I could relate it back to what they were saying. Anyway, when you find yourself self-sabotaging, try to feel and respect your worth and connect with yourself and others who support you. So having someone, like, it's okay to want external validation on occasion or to need it. Everybody needs it. We're not completely self-contained beings, right? And give yourself, when someone does say, hey, you're doing a great job or whatever, don't knock it down. Say, all right, I did a great job, or thank you, or, try to take it in and give yourself the same permission. Give yourself permission to support yourself in the same way that someone kind supports you. So if I'm saying, I know this is really hard, Shastina, and you're doing an amazing job with what you're working with, try to give yourself that too, just for a second, because it's when you say you're at the end of the day and it's you feel defeated, putting little pieces in can kind of help. I mean, because ideally, the end of the day, feeling neutral might be nice, right? Um, I'm good when having to pick up again and keep trying, but after several years, months, etc., I say, "Eff it, I can't. I got to keep going." Blanket and fort time. Yep, I do, but again, circle continues. Is it me? I think that's life. I think life is not an easy thing, and I think that's part of the cycle. And it's when we're down that it's the hardest to lift back up, right? So, just trying to give some ideas. Um, Children are adults. Hello, superstar. Guilt and shame will play your mind. You have to get a grip. Yes, it does. This is true. Um, I pat myself on the back with an Atta woman. There you go. And we pat you on the back too. So take it in. Powerball winnings. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one with sabotaging. Stop apologizing unless it's real. Stop apologizing to, a lot of times we say, I'm sorry a lot. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. And when actually what we mean is not, I'm sorry. And or we maybe mean it, but we don't, there's no reason for it. So not apologizing all the time can be a way to stop self-sabotaging, because what you're saying is I'm at fault here and I'm supposed to, it goes back to the perfectionism, is I'm supposed to be perfect. And that's, we all know that's not possible. So instead of saying I'm sorry, say thank you. Try it. It's a good one. Broken wing angel, what do you mean? Children are adults. I don't know what that means. Jack Lemons, down to task. Self-sabotage isn't as big a deal as it used to be, but apologizing for things that aren't my fault, yeah, that's still a nut for me, and a rut for me. Try saying thank you instead. Like, instead of saying sorry, well, when you're late, that's different. How about if you're like literally a minute late, you say, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm just trying to think of a why you'd say I'm sorry off the top of my head while I'm live. Something that isn't really something that one needs to apologize for, that you wouldn't expect an apology for, and you say, oh, I'm sorry, I just say thank you. Thanks for waiting. Thanks for waiting. I appreciate it. It's a totally different attitude when you do that, and it feels a lot better. Mo Cowboy, I do, let's see. Powerball fantasies to avoid reality, right? Okay. So what else, you guys? Because you guys have the potential and the strength, and you can seek it, which it can stop this self-sabotaging cycle. What are ways that you self-sabotage that you guys can think of? Or you know what other topic you want to talk about? I'll switch over. It's all good to me. Apologizing for me ties much deeper into fawning, people pleasing. This is what I'm talking about. I say sorry to try and see if I can get people not to be angry or upset with me. Exactly. And that's exactly it. But really, it isn't. Number one, it isn't necessary. Number two, you don't need that validation that people aren't angry or upset with you, unless it's like something you really did, and then say sorry. But I know what you mean, like saying sorry. Children are not adults. I'm totally lost what we're talking about there. Jack Lemon says it's a form of passive aggressive wrestling for control. Right. And it's also, I mean, it's something that feels like, well, yeah, I guess that's what, you know what you're talking about because it's your experience. So, yeah. Broken Wing Angel, my daughter guilt tripped me the whole time I was gone. Narc was irrational. Now that I'm back, he's doing more and more it's doing more and more for everyone. I'm a little lost here. Let me go back and see what's happening. What's happening, Broken Wing Angel? Running away, came back to children and narc, and I feel like I just made it worse. Oh, okay. The running away. So when you're still coping with someone who is toxic, it's okay. Don't see. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's my fault. I needed to go back and read it. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm going to change that. Thank you for being patient while I went back and checked that. How's that? Example setting. Anyway, you're in a situation where you're still dealing with a toxic person and abuse. I don't think it applies here because you need a break. You need to clear your head, you need some space. And it's not really sabotage, it's just that narcs sabotage. So anytime you try and take anything good for yourself, they're gonna sabotage the situation and make it work, make it bad. Okay, they're gonna if you want an all expense paid trip to such and such wonderful place and it was just one ticket and you won it and you got to go and you set everything else up, blah blah blah, you come home to them in a rage or in everything falling apart. It doesn't matter. It can not even be affecting of them, and they will sabotage it. So no, I don't think it's sabotage in the way we're talking about. Self-sabotage in that situation might be taking on his abuse as something that's your fault. And that's not even self-sabotage, it's just part of the way. If you did that later, like after you were gone and there's no actual narc in your face. So no, broken wing angel, you're dealing with more than just yourself here, right? You're lost too. Am I just rambling? I'm sorry. Like, the whole beginning threw me off, and now I'm all right. Jack Lemon says I have a tough time with people asking how are you, like they would say hello and then don't actually want to know how I really am. That's how I just now say hi, I see you. That's just how they say hi, I see you. Yeah, that makes sense. It's interesting when you actually do tell people how you are, what their response is. Most people don't actually care when they say how are you. So it's annoying, but it's true. Oh, are you kidding me? Why is that happening? Just turn the phone. It's not even on. I don't understand. Okay. Hi. Back to this. So, guys, anything else? This is a crazy day. All right. Okay. No one's talking. So, anything else, you guys, that you want to talk about? Any questions? Anything going on? Hello, Freedom. How are you? Haven't seen you in a bit. I like all your butterflies that you put up here. I sometimes answer people that really don't want to know. Let's see. Okay. All right. Squirrel. No, I'm just struggling with the topic to keep it rolling. Anyway, I think I've been talking long enough. That's why. Okay, Jen Archer, that was perfect timing. Was there tension? And then the phone and then my face? Okay. All right, guys. So what topics you guys want for the weeks coming up? Anything up on with anyone here that they want to have? Just leave them in the comments here or leave them in the comments below and I'll try and get to it. I'm thinking about anger. Not loving it, but I'm thinking about it. All right. That's what's next on my agenda, anger for Thursday. So anything else, hit me with it and we'll go with it. I was trying to make a decision and moving or going back to college. What did you decide? And how are you anger? Yeah, it's a good one. It's and not being able to feel or contact anger. That's interesting too. James says, "Oh, I don't know why." Oh. How to start looking for gainful employment. I'm broke. Well, all right. How about how to what is it that would make you happy, Jen? What kind of things would you enjoy? That's where I'd start. Your anger is all over the map. Okay. Well, you know what? Start asking questions about anger then, and we'll talk about it a little here, and then I'll follow up with it. How is it all over the map? What is it? What happens? This is an interesting topic because I don't get angry too easily. So I'm always fascinated with anger. And Chastina says the only self-sabotaging I see I still do is free determining what I think my kids will think of me. Okay. That's a hard one to work out sometimes. So you're making assumptions. I mean, if a good rule of thumb is just don't make assumptions. And I know that's easier said than done, but it's sometimes just catching it. Oh, I'm making an assumption again. I made an assumption. We can't assume what other people are thinking, right? Even if they're our kids. And um, I know that you're in that situation with the alienation, so it makes sense that that would feel that way, and that's really hard. Um, let's see. Broken Wing Angel, I don't seem to be able to do either. Too many people pulling me in different directions to do. Oh, to do either. Okay, so finding some self focus might be important for you, right? Are you trying to get out of the situation? Obviously, it sounds like you are. Maybe is that what's going on? Um, Jen Archer says, I never know I'm angry. I mean, I hear, why are you angry? But I don't feel angry. You mentioned anger. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so you don't feel like you're angry, but people perceive you as angry? That's interesting. What do you feel instead when they say that? That's an interesting one. All right. Okay. Exactly. Oh, interesting. Okay, Jen. So it's like you can't feel. Do you when so let me ask, when somebody says, "Hey, why are you angry?" and you're thinking, "I'm not angry," do you later realize, "Oh, I kind of was angry?" Or do you never feel the anger, or is it just maybe a facial expression? What is it that's causing them to say that, and how does it actually, like, do you ever have a realization that, "Oh, I guess I am kind of angry"? Curious. Let's see. Mo Cowboy says, "Pain when you touch the hot stove tells us how to move away from the pain. If someone's hands are holding you to the hot stove, anger gives the strength and power to remove the hands to get away." Yes, it's a useful tool. Anger is our friend, telling us something is wrong. I was taught anger is not allowed to keep me from having the power to get away. It's so interesting, Mo Cowboy, because anger is super useful to survivors. It's also can be kind of detrimental when we get stuck there. And it also can be a thing that is almost impossible to access because of a lot of us it's so hard for me to get angry, right? A lot of us are so conditioned to people pleasing, to tolerating, that it's almost like, for myself, I think my problem is I tend to empathize in a way that I understand the other person's position, if that makes sense. It's not empathize like in an emotional way. It's actually like a logical empathy where I understand where they're coming from, and therefore it's really hard to get, at least toward a person, it's really hard to get angry because that's like I see the bigger picture. And yikes, that's really hard to then, pull my hands off the stove. Broken Wing Angel says, yes, I'm wanting out. Angry with myself for being weak. Anyone else feel this way? And you can't get out because, are you able to start setting a plan into place to get out? I don't know the situation too well, but we are here to help you puzzle your way out of this, right? So Broken Wing Angel, that was to you. Let's see. Sad, confused. No, the question kind of makes me angry. Right. So then you're angry at the question. Right. Totally. So I wonder what that is. That's a curious one, Jen. Let's see. Okay. Shastina says, I used to focus the energy of the anger into projects and it helped. It very much can help. My voice stopped. Um, okay. Let's see. I think when you, with Jack Lemmon, I think I get you. When expressions of anger are so deeply discouraged, moreover suppressed, a lot of us start turning it inward and attaching it to other emotions and thoughts, right? Um, Broken Wing Angel, I inherited my home. I don't want to go, can't stay. Oh, so it's your home. You can't get him out. Is that what you're saying? Um, have you sought legal help for that, Broken Wing Angel? Um, okay. Yeah, I think I got what you were talking about too, Mo Cowboy. At least I think I told the story already. So here we go. Okay. Anger should be interesting. And any questions about it or anything that you like want me to go into, leave it in the comments. I'm gonna head out in just a second because I have a group soon. I gotta cook dinner and do this stuff. So yeah, law enforcement won't help. But what about legal? Like if you were to divorce legally, how could you get him out? Like, have you sought legal help to um, figure out how to keep your house? Um, let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, not allowing anger, keeping the target numb and defenseless, like Lee said, looking at the bigger picture, how to fix a mess that's not our place to fix by working harder and to be nicer, right? Um, H1 Anna says, I feel like I'm not allowed to be angry or I get laughed at. Oh, that's not good. By whom? Is it something you're doing to within your own head now, or is it something that are there actually people who are laughing at you when you get angry? Um, and if it's something you do, others are actually laughing at, or are they laughing at you, or are you assuming their thoughts? Like, are they actually laughing? Haha, you're angry. Like they're making a joke out of it, or is it that you don't feel like you're being taken seriously? And Jen says I wasn't allowed to be angry. Yep, it's losing control. Mm-hmm. It's happened before. Yes. Yeah. Okay. You see, anger is an interesting thing. It has its place. It also needs wisdom and control around it because losing control is not the same as having the anger, right? We don't want to lose control per se. Um, and Jack Lemon says, yeah, narcs want to make sure they control your expressions of emotion too, right? Exactly. Exactly. So, yeah. And what about in other situations? Are you able to get angry when you're not around toxic people? And if so, do you feel laughed at? I'm just curious if this translates over to the rest of your life or if it's only around people who are actually laughing at you. All right, I am going to be done here for the day, or I've been told off. Right. Oh, that makes sense. You're getting what's the word? It's like you're being belittled for the anger, and if that doesn't work, they'll just tell you off, and then it's a control and shutdown, so that your anger doesn't matter. Only their expressions of whatever emotion they want to express matters. Right. Okay. Um. Go back to the nose hoop. It looks better than the stud. Oh yeah. Nah. It's nose freedom. That's all right. All right. You always throw one in there that just makes me go, huh? I don't care what looks better, honestly. Okay. Jen Archer says it's always about how you're perceived by others. I think that was the dissociation because I don't care what people think. Wow. Thanks, Lise. Isn't it true? It's yeah, well, it's like vulnerable pieces too, vulnerable pieces that are, um, part of you when the truth is it doesn't really matter what people think, like, whatever. But, when it touches something that goes back to some vulnerability of a place that we haven't looked at or healed, then yeah, I think that's what I think we talking about the same thing, or am I going off in my own head now? Hello, between. What should an empath do when they're being stoic, meaning non-reactive, but the narc says stop being overreactive? Gray rock, continue with stoic. Gray rock, they're trying to get a reaction out of you. They're trying to get their normal reaction out of you. They're trying to get you to um, do whatever it is you do so that they can gain supply off it. They like remember that a narcissist needs the negative supply as much as they need the positive supply. So they're just trying to fire you up. Just keep with the gray rock, keep with the stoic. That's what you should do. And in your mind, remember that this isn't a game. This isn't back and forth. This isn't um, to win. This is self protection, and it's to de escalate a situation. And that your truth is all that matters to you. You don't need to express it to them because it doesn't matter to them. Narcs don't care what your truth is. So, in fact, they want you to react so that they can escalate the situation. And you're trying to de escalate it, right? Okay. Um, Mo Cowboy says he was ridiculed for expressing my feelings and needs. Good slaves, in quotes, don't have feelings and needs. That's right. It's sad. It's the way they think. Um, okay. Topic for a future episode, changing the perceived need for external validation to knowing that internal validation is what matters. That's a good one. It's a good one. Okay. I'll try to remember that. Remind me if I don't, okay? I'll come back and look, but anyway, all right. We are up for today. Time is up. Sorry, the beginning was all crazy, but we got there. So here we go. Trying to read if anything else is coming up. Anything else you guys have questions about? If you need some help in the future, I'll be here. And you can leave comments below. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, hit like, hit whatever you want, and have a good day. You guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you very much. And as always, it was great spending time with you. Bye-bye. Hi, Deborah, before I say goodbye. Goodbye.